Good morning. This is Ankamet Kaf with TradeOutloud.com, and this is my pre-market game plan for the major futures indices, gold and oil for Monday, November 21st, and it is 9:09 a.m. Eastern Time. NQ, we have an hourly chart, and we have NQ that visited support at 4,800, actually has touched upon this support level for about 4 times. And what is encouraging right now for price action is that it's trading above the 48.18 consolidation area, which makes it very much bullish. So a pullback into 48.20, 48.18 can propel price higher into these prior highs that were set early in the early hours on Friday, which were at 48.40. And this will be our first target area for today with a possible continuation higher. And the continuation is going to come into 4,900. And that is looking for a lot of fluidity and for a lot of market participation. Now, keep in mind that we're going to have a short trading week. And this is because we have the day off on Friday. I'm sorry, on Thursday in observance of Thanksgiving. So the market is going to be back open on Friday. We're expecting a little bit of lower volume, so less market participation throughout Wednesday and Friday. But nonetheless, remember that this low volume can work in our advantage, because if we're having a trend that is starting to develop, this is going to work for us and we can just trade with the trend. So with that being said, I'm expecting more follow through to the upside for NQ. And like I've mentioned before, I would like an entry at 48.20 with a very tight stop, most probably the 48.14 area, in order to propel higher into the 48.40 area, 48.50, 48.60 for the next target, 48.75, 48.80, and all the way into 4900. So these are the targets, my targets for today, if we should develop follow through in NQ. I'm not going to look for a downside, and not even if we break the 4800 area, because we are very bullish. We have a set of rising bottoms and rising tops right here on the hourly chart, which suggests that we may continue higher, and it looks very, very bullish. So for that reason, I'm not even gonna consider shorting, but to rather to buy the pullbacks. When we look at YM, what we see right here, and obviously we have the hourly chart all set up, is that we have entered again, once again, into a sideways range. So we have escaped the 18,000 all the way to the 18,260 zone, which was sideways for pretty much since beginning of September. We've escaped to the upside beginning of November. Actually, November 9th is the day when we actually sliced through that resistance zone and pushed higher even through the secondary area of resistance at 18,622. But now we're developing another bullish shelf, and this is for the last 4 or 5 trading days, and we're grinding higher each and every single time. Now, the key for me for YM for continuing higher and for a higher target into 18,900, 18,920 is going to be an even 19,000. This is going to be probably the area that I'm going to look for, and this is for a medium term. So what I'm going back to a day trading term for today, look for a continuation into 18,900, even 18,920. So these are attainable targets if we break above this resistance area. Keep in mind that we have been basing here for quite some time, and we need to break this 18,884 area. So basically, when we're referring to that, we're looking at the 18,880 area. So remember that this is a little tougher to trade right now, taking into consideration that YM remains a little bit on the weaker side, so has a little bit of relative weakness compared to its leader, NQ, which is the leading indice today, followed by ES. And in a second, we're going to talk about ES as well. So keep in mind, this is what I'm going to be looking for a positive outcome from YM. I'm looking for a break above this area where my cursor is. In terms of stop, I won't give it more than 10 point to 15 point stop. Maximum of 20 points. It depends how it sets up at the New York session, and we're going to pay it very close attention to the 932 for a possible continuation higher, 935 and 945. And again, pay very close attention again to the reversal time today at 10 o'clock. I'm not going to look for the short side, so bullish all the way in YM as well. I'm only going to look for higher. If we're getting a pullback into the 1850 area, 1860 area, again, this is going to be buyable, and I'm going to look for a buy. I'm not going to short on its way down. Last but not least, ES from the indices, and it's shaping really well. Remember that I've been talking for months and months that ES is my least favorite. Well, guess what? Things have changed, and ES right now, so the E-mini S&P 500 is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Strong pattern-wise, it is definitely stronger pattern-wise. It is trying to break above these highs right here of 2187, close to making a new weekly high. So as you can see here, it had a high very, very close to 2187. Is just trying to breach this area. Now, keep in mind the targets for this. I'm going to look for probably a 2 to 3 point stop in ES for continuation higher. The area that I'm going to look for is the break of 2187.50, probably a stop into 2186.50 or a little below that, probably 3 ticks below that. I'm going to look for a target into 2190, 2192 area, and obviously I'm going to look for a continuation into the 2200. So this bullish base that we have right here with rising tops and rising bottoms suggests that it can actually follow through more to the upside. Let's take a look at oil, CL, okay. And CL grinding higher with a very, very bullish pattern. It has escaped the hourly resistance right here at $47, $46.50 for support, and it's grinding higher since the Asian session open. It has consolidated, broke up higher, and the London session just took it higher, and it's grinding higher for the targets. Right here. 47.85 is going to be a first target area, and it's rushing to get to that area. Keep in mind that pullbacks are buyable for CL. I'm looking for a further target to the upside, 48.50. That's going to be our next target in CL, and it's looking very bullishly. The bounce off that 200 moving average on the daily chart and tons of support that it had at the $43 level is working its magic. GC, and this is gold. GC has been sideways, and I really don't favor a trade in GC for today. It is maintaining Friday's parameters in terms of highs and lows, and I think that if it's going to break below 1200, that's going to be a very, very tough area to break. However, if it breaks that area, we're going to look for 1150 for a target. It's going to have a very considerable void all the way into 1050. So it definitely looks lower. What it did overnight, it had a strong pop overnight into a resistance area. Keep in mind that 1215 is a lot of resistance on the daily chart and the hourly chart as well. And now it's pulling back, and like I said, it's I guess it's pretty much going to be sideways, judging from the way it's reacting on the daily chart. So keep in mind that if it breaks this high at 1217, it can continue higher into 1225 and 1230. However, this is not one of my favorite trades, so I'm just gonna let it rest until it confirms a clearer direction for myself. So this is all for today. I hope it helps everyone with its bias. So guys, we're going to consider long all the way, and QES and YM, and these are going to be our major focus. Keep in mind that CL is also going to be buyable on pullbacks. And also what I wanted to mention, the fact is that on December 10th, we're going to have our last class of the year, and we're running We're running Thanksgiving special, Black Friday special throughout this whole week. So there are a lot of surprises for those of you that really are interested in our classes and our coaching and in our signal service. And remember, we're going to have a new service that will open up for futures traders on January 9th. It is a signal service for day trading and swing trading. And this is for futures. So if you're interested, visit our website, which is tradeoutloud.com slash signals. And also you could visit our website. It is tradeoutloud.com slash futures for more information about our education. And don't forget that our last class is scheduled to begin on December 10th through the 16th. This is the last class that will be priced at this with the same tuition fee that we've had it for the last 5 months. So if you're interested, please email me at info@tradeoutloud.com. We're then happy to talk to you more details about the class. So thank you so much, guys, and hope you all have a very profitable trading day and trading week.